Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Pray First. I am so glad to be back with you guys. Thank you all for coming in here. This is an interactive conversation that we have Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Sometimes that's pretty early for some of you guys, and sometimes some of you are just coming home from work and otherwise, right? So listen, I'm glad that you're here. My name is Doug. I want you to interact. Hashtag live if you join us in the 7 o'clock hour on this day. Hashtag recorded if you're recorded. Hashtag shared. And get this out on your page. Listen, guys, it is so important that you continue to share this. Every time you share this, our algorithms of Pray First go up and more people actually see it on their timeline. Because just because you share it doesn't mean that it makes people's timelines or their news feeds. Facebook does that based on a little word called algorithms, where people have interacted with posts, shared posts, hit hearts and likes on posts. It's not just automatic. So I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for doing what you do to make Pray First successful. I also want to say I am so glad to be back with you guys. I have missed you for the past couple of days. I had an allergic reaction to something that I'm not sure what it is yet, but I literally could not stop sneezing to the point my chest hurt and I felt like I was just getting sick. I mean, it was horrible. My eyes, my face, I was itching, I was scratching. It was crazy. I know some of you prayed for me. Many of you didn't know what was going on, but I did have some sort of reaction, so I'm glad to be back with you guys. I also want to say this. I want to give a shout out to Dennis Pitts. Everybody watching right now, I want you to thank Dennis for stepping in on the fly and teaching and talking to us and having Pray First with us and leading and guiding us in the conversation about David and how God is working through us against our giants and God is with us. We're going to kind of continue that theme today. Everybody hit the hearts and likes. Welcome, everyone. Hit the hearts and likes. Tell Pastor Dennis thank you. Everybody's kind of hashtag thanks, Dennis. And man, I just want to say that to you too. Dennis, thank you. We're going to continue talking about encounters with God. And encounters with God cannot be fully talked about without talking about Moses. And since there's been a couple of days in between our initial conversation about Moses, I'm going to read Exodus chapter 33. Look at here. I've got my print Bible out today. That ought to tell you just how serious business this is. Exodus chapter 33, verse 8. I'm going to read this. God has told Moses, I want you to go up to a land flowing with milk and honey. In Exodus chapter 33, verse 3, he says, I want you to go up to the land. He's telling him, I want you to go to the promised land. I want you to take these people, my people, to their promised space, their promised place. Because in their promised place, I'm going to give them their promised purpose. In their promised place, I'm going to give them their promised provision. In their promised place, I'm going to give them their promised personal identity. In their promised place, I'm going to give them parameters. I'm going to give them a place. I'm going to give them a purpose. I'm going to give them provision. I'm going to give them an identity, a personal identity as to who they are, and I'm going to provide parameters that are going to protect my people from the things that's going on around them. Exodus chapter 33, verse 8. So it was whenever Moses went out of the tabernacle that all the people rose, and the tabernacle is simply a tent of meeting. It's where they met with God. It's where Moses met with God. Moses went out of the tabernacle that all the people arose, and each man stood at their tent door and watched Moses until he had gone in the tabernacle. And it came to pass when Moses entered the tabernacle that a cloud descended. I want you to know that's a pretty unique way to encounter God. A cloud descends. The presence of God comes into a tent with Moses. You want to talk about having an encounter and a relationship with God? What would it be like if every morning you went out to the shed and the presence of God showed up in smoke, in cloud, in a mist, and stood at the door of the tabernacle, and the Lord talked with Moses? I want you to hashtag talked. Remember, God speaks to his children. God speaks to his friends. God speaks to sheep, and his sheep hear his voice. And the cloud descended, and the Lord talked with Moses, and all the people saw the pillar of cloud standing by the tabernacle door. And all the people rose and worshipped, each man in his own tent door. So the Lord spoke with Moses face to face. Hashtag face to face, literally mouth to ear. He didn't look at him in the face, and you'll understand why I say that a little bit later in this conversation. Moses couldn't look at God in the face. God couldn't look at Moses in the face, but he spoke to him face to face, literally from the words of his lips to Moses' ear. Moses heard God in a different way than any other prophet of the Old Testament. Moses heard God speak to him. Moses talked to him face to face. Ezekiel didn't speak to God like that. God didn't speak to Ezekiel like that. Ezekiel said things like, well, I saw a wheel, and inside the wheel was a chicken goat, and it looked like a lion bear and a turtle, and I think I saw a... No. Ezekiel got little pictures and pieces. God spoke to Moses like a friend. So the Lord spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to his friend. Hashtag friend. And he would return to the camp, but his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, did not depart from the tabernacle. Then Moses said to the Lord, now listen, remember Exodus 33 verse 3, God tells Moses, I want you to go to the promised land. I want you to leave where you are. Yeah, God, but you're with us where I am. Yeah, but I'm going to be with you wherever you go. Yeah, but we've seen you here at Sinai. We've seen your power on the mountain. Why would we leave here? Let's pitch a tent and let's put some blocks together and let's just make this the promised land, God. No, God says, listen, I've got somewhere else for you to go. Yeah, but you're here, so I'm going to stay right here. Guys, sometimes we outstay the place after God is moved. Come on. Sometimes you can outstay the place after God is moved. You experienced him here. You experienced him this way. You experienced him that way. But God said, no. This is just a spot on your travel. This is just a place where you pass through. We're going to your promised land. I have a specific place. I have a specific purpose. I have a specific provision. I have a specific identity. I have specific parameters for you. And this place you're in your life right now, Moses, this is just preparing you for where we're going. This is preparing you for what I want you to do. You're going to learn some things here at Sinai. I'm going to give you some tablets in a little while. I'm going to give you some laws in a little while. I'm going to teach you some things here. But guys, Moses, listen to me, Moses. God ain't the mountain. God's not the tent. God's not the place. God is in the place. God is around the place. God holds the place. Moses, I need you to go to where I will show you. And Moses said, you say to me, bring up this people, God, but you have not let me know who you'll send with me. I'm not going by myself. You have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my sight. Now, therefore, I pray, if I have found favor in your sight, show me your way. Anyway, Moses is saying, God, I need you to go with me. I'm not going... You haven't shown me who's going with me. And God says, I'm going with you. Oh, you're going with me. See, that would have been enough for me, right? God's going to go with me. God's with me. You know, his presence is with me. But Moses was like, that ain't, no. No, sir. I have known you for about 35 minutes. My people didn't know you. I've been bowing down to Amun-Ra. I've been chasing Pharaoh's son around, calling him God, and Lord knows my stepbrother ain't God. And you want to tell me that you're going to go, well, yes, Moses, I'm going to go with you. You said, now therefore I pray, if I have found favor in your sight, God, show me your way that I may know you, and that I may find grace in your sight, and consider that this nation is your people. And he said, God said, listen, my presence, hashtag presence, my presence will go with you and I will give you rest. Then he said to him, if your presence, Moses is adamant. God's already told him, I'm going with you. He said, if your presence does not go with us and don't bring us up from here. In other words, I'm not leaving here if you don't go with us. Verse 16, for how will it be known that your people and I have found favor in your sight except you go with us? It's like, Moses, do you hear me? I'm going to go with you. Whew. So we shall be separate, your people and I, from all the people who are on the face of the earth. So the Lord said to Moses, I will also do this thing that you have spoken, for you have found grace in my sight, and I know you by name. And he said, listen, Moses asked once, Moses asked twice. He says, I need to know you're going with me. God says, I'm going with you, Moses. Well, yeah, but really, man, I need to know you're going with me. God says, but really, man, I'm going to go with you. And he said, please, okay, whew. God's presence is with you, okay? God is with us. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. Moses pursues the presence of God in this passage 3 times. It was not enough that God was with him. He asked him, God, are you with me? Which part of I meet with you daily in a tent with smoke and talk to you face to face, which part of that do you not understand? That I'm with you. I'm with you like I haven't been with anyone else on the planet. Moses says, that's not enough. Are you going with me? You told me I had to leave this place where I know you are and go to a place I'll have to have faith that you're that. And you're saying, yes, Moses, 3 times. Are you going with me, God? Are you going with me, God? Are you going with me, God? And then Moses asked God something that God's never been asked before. Moses says to God, if you speak to me face to face and you're going with me and I can trust you and I know you're going to be where I'm going, though I know you're here, but I'm not sure you're where I'm at or where I'm going to, I need you to show me your glory. And God's like, whoa, slow your roll. Slow your roll. We'll get to the glory part in just a little bit. A man like Moses, who had experienced the presence of God face to face, smoke in a tent, the plagues of Egypt, the hardening and softening of Pharaoh, the Red Sea, a man who experienced God face to face, needed to be in his presence, and he wanted to know him more intimately. God, show me your glory. Have you ever felt like maybe God is the neighbor down at the end of the driveway? You kind of run into each other occasionally. Maybe getting the trash can back up the road to the house, or getting the mail, or, going out and weed eating or cutting the grass or the hedge. You kind of run into him occasionally and you talk to him face to face. Moses was like, dude, God, you're not going to be my neighbor that I bump into occasionally. You're not going to be the dude that I just talk to face. You're not even going to be the neighbor that I know you live over here and your presence is right here with me. I want intimacy. I want to know more about you. I want you to show me your glory. The word glory is kabod. I want you to show me your weight. I want to feel you. I want to experience you. Moses wanted to know a different characteristic of God is with us. There are many characteristics of God is with us. You and I know that here at Pray First. His omnipresence, he's everywhere. His inner presence, he's inside of the follower of Jesus. His manifest presence is when God shows up and does something that only God can do. His omni, his inner, his manifest. Moses wanted to know more about the name of God, because when you know more about the name of God, you understand the characteristics of God, because the names of God describe the characteristics of God. Moses wanted to know a different characteristic of God is with us. Come on, Moses already knew. Listen, Moses already knew that God was his provider. He had bread in the yard. Moses already knew that he was Shema, he was God who is with us, because he saw the smoke in the tent. He already knew that he was Jehovah Jireh because he produced water out of rock. Have you ever thought about the water out of the rock thing? This wasn't a trickle. This wasn't a water fountain. This supplied water for millions of people. That's a heck of a rock. If you even thought about Old Faithful, that's a geyser we have in the United States of America in one of our national parks, Yellowstone. It shoots out on time, thousands of gallons of water shoots out. No. It was way more than that. There was water for millions of people. Moses says, I am not satisfied just knowing that there is bread in my yard, there is smoke in my shed, and that there is water coming from the gravel outside. I want to know you more. When you taste and see that he is good, when you experience God, you want more. You become a God addict. You become someone who can't do without it. You want him to show you his glory, and you want him to show you his goodness. Moses asked God, God, show me your glory. And God's like, see, well, what happened? Yeah. You want me to what? Look, I'm going to smoke to 10 again. Let's smoke to 10 again, Moses. No, sir, God. I didn't see the smoke. Moses, go outside. I'm going to put some steak on the manna in the yard. Nope. No steak on the manna. No steak on the manna going to do. All right. I'm going to go look at Sinai. I'm going to shoot water straight up out the rock. Nope. I done seen water out the rock. I done seen smoke in the shed. I've seen manna in the yard. I want you to show me your glory. You're going to have to show me the glory. Show me the glory! It's what Moses is saying to God. And God said, well, there's a problem with that. You see, there's some side effects to seeing my glory. If I were to show you my glory, which is my reputation, what I'm famous for, what I'm known for, my goodness, if you saw my glory, Moses, the side effect is you'd be dead. My goodness would kill you. You'd be dead. God. You ain't gonna get off that easy. You can raise the dead. God. No, sir. If I die, I'm going to paradise. Jesus gonna come one day. I'm gonna be with you. No, you ain't. I will show you my glory, God says, on one condition. There's only one way I can show you my goodness. There's only one way you can feel the weight or the kabod of my glory. There's only one way that my weighted blanket is going to rest upon you, Moses. You're going to have to go get in that rock over there. Moses is like, get in the what? You're going to have to get in the rock. There's a little crevice over there in the rock that you'll fit in. How ironic that there's a crevice right there in the rock that you'll just fit into, Moses. Moses, if you get in that crevice in that rock, I'm going to put my hand over your back. I'll walk behind you and whisper my name. Then I'm going to remove my hand and let you see my back. But Moses, you can't see my full-on glory, because if you see my full-on glory, you'll die. And I need you to do some more things. I got a place for you. I got a purpose for you. I have a provision for you. I have personal identity for you. I have parameters for you. I'll show you my glory, but you've got to hide in that crevice over there, that rock. So Moses gets in the crevice of that rock where he just snug fit. And he fit. And God walked behind him. And God took his hand and covered Moses so that God's glory could pass. And then he removed his hand as God walked by. And Moses saw his back. Listen to me. It's not just a rock. It's not just a crevice. That rock that God hid Moses in was a type and shadow of Jesus Christ. That you and I, if we want to experience his glory, if we want to experience the weight, the kabod, if we want to experience his goodness, his kindness, his gentleness, his self-control, his patience, if we want to experience his joy, if we want to experience God, we've got to get in the cleft of the rock. We've got to hide ourselves in the rock. We've got to be covered and protected by the rock. There was one little crevice for Moses. There was one little crevice for Moses in the Old Testament. There was one little man could fit in one little crevice. But in the New Testament, there's room for you. You fit right in. There is a perfect shaped crevice in the rock Jesus Christ for you. He is the original rock. We come into the glory. We can abide in the glory. We can stay in the glory of Jesus Christ by climbing in the crevice of the rock. And when you experience the goodness of God, man, a little bit's not enough. You need a little more. Sure, I see manna on the ground. Sure, I see smoke in the tent. Sure, I've seen water from the rock. But I want to know more. Show me more. And guys, you're not going to run out of more. God's not up there thinking, oh, I'm not going to meet their expectation. Oh, I'm not enough. Oh, I just got a little bit more. Oh, I'm going to kind of put a little bit out there, a little bit here. God is ginormous. That's ginormous. And it is his pleasure to hide a thing and you seek it out. God, our daddy, loves hide and seek. And there's a lot of things about God you don't know, but he wants you to know. Woo, that's what the Holy Spirit's here for. Guys, we come into God's glory through Jesus. Now, my question is, have you met? Have you M.E.T. God? There's three things that make up having met God. We'll start on that tomorrow. I'm so glad to be back with you. Hashtag live, hashtag record, hashtag shared. Hit some hearts, hit some likes. Go crazy, people. Go crazy. Go crazy. I say, go crazy. Oh, go crazy. There's three things that you need to know about having met God. We're going to start tomorrow. Go out there and share this right now. Don't just hashtag share. You see, hashtag share means that you put this on your page, that you have invited friends, that you've talked to your family, that you've talked to people at work, that people have joined on and now are becoming a part of the Pray First family. I love you guys. Father, right now in the name of Jesus, I pray for every person listening, every person watching, God, that you would just bless them, that you would keep them today. Lord, that they would not have enough of you, that they would have an unquenchable thirst and an unfillable hunger and just a desire to be in your presence. Have more than an end of the driveway relationship with a neighbor that we know is there and we believe they're home, but we want to know more about them. We want to know their glory. In Jesus' name. And all God's people said, amen. Got to get out here, guys. I got a lot of work to do. This is where I hang out. Hey, there y'all are watching me. How about that? That's crazy. Get down there so you can see it. There it is. There's my notes. My desk is kind of slammed. Anyway, just giving you a little look around. Good books over on my desk. All right. Peace. Peace out. Groovy love. Thank y'all, guys.